overshot that a bit. Hi, and welcome to Tom's Garage, Season 2, Episode 4. Today we're going to talk about how you can design your very own racing stripe. I'm going to show you a program you can download free of charge. It's very easy to use. Learning curve is very quick, and you can design stripes that can go in your car. Nowadays the film people that do clear bras also, most of them have printers that will print right on the film. So you can design any color and any design you want, and they'll apply it. It generally costs anywhere from about $300 to $800. I made one of the clips earlier before I did this, and I exaggerated and said maybe 1,000, 2,000. But that's maybe for some that are very complicated. But you can get it done fairly inexpensively. We're going to go through the conceptual design of it on a computer, and then laying it out on the car and physically looking at your design before you make the investment. And so let's go and have a martini.
So we're looking at the PickPick program. This is a Microsoft program. It's free of charge. You just download it, and it's pretty easy to use compared to Photoshop, and a lot less expensive. So here's an example of what I've done with this program for my GT4. So I was working on some different concept stripes, which I ended up with using this one actually. So you can get these images from the car configurers on these different websites, where you go in, you configure the colors you want, and then you can actually look at the car when it's finished and look at it at different angles. So what you do is you go in and you get the angle you want. Here's one from Porsche's car configure for the GT2 RS. We just do a shift print screen, and we're going to capture that photograph and bring it into PickPick. So here it is in PickPick, and you can see we've got all our colors up here, and we've got a whole palette of any color you want. You've got all sorts of functionalities to play around with this photograph here. I like to start with a larger photo, so when I reduce it down it looks better, and it's easier to work when it's larger. So let's look at, we're going to do the red. Oh, here's the color palette. So you can go in here and you can click any color you want. You can actually decide, well, what's this color in the background. You can go here and try to match it, if you like to make a mistake or whatever. So this is quite valuable tool. So we're gonna start with the red, and we're going to go up here to straight lines, and you have the different pixel sizes. So let's start with 9 pixel, and we're going to drag it down here, down the side of this thing. Okay, we got some red. Here, click on the blue. We'll put blue down the side of it. Oh, I didn't get it quite right on the top. You can move it all around wherever you want. We'll do another red right next to it. Bring that down. So we've got a stripes there, right? Now, if you're working with the side angles, you can actually do curvy ones. See this curvy one right here? Let's pretend like this is on the side, and we can turn this stripe a little bit and go, whoa, let's bring it over. There, it's great for doing like roofs, if you're doing a side angle on a roof. So you can see what we can do here, and you've got a lot of functionalities. And let's say, I always kind of work over the areas I want, and I go back and touch up. Let's go here and look. We've got this area down in here. So we can go and say we want to flatten this all right now. Okay, flatten these shapes. So we can't go back and move these around at this point because we've got it pretty well finalized what we want to do, but I've got to clean it up. So we can go down and do capture some of this carbon fiber down here. Oh, let's forget that. Let's go up here and do select And we're going to select some of this carbon fiber right here, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it up here, and we're going to bring it down, and we're going to drop it right in here, like so. There, see how that cleaned that all up? You know, you can just clip across different colors and put it around and clean up what we've gone across here and made a little mess with. So you get a good idea. And this year we can just clip this color that's over in here and clean that up too. Like right in here we could go, well, that's a black color. Let's copy that over, paste it over here, and bring that down, and kind of clean this up at the top and make a hard line on here. And when we bring it back up, you won't even know it's there. So it cleaned all that up. So we go back up to zoom out. You can kind of see what we've done here so far. So you can see it's a very functional tool. This is a way you can design your stripes very inexpensively and come up with some really good results. Here's example of the GT2 RS. You can see I use the program. Here's the front one. Those are pretty easy to do. When you got the angles going up, you've got things that are getting smaller in the back. You've got to use that program to try to pull those stripes around to make it look at the curvature of the roof. Like here, it's a curvature of the roof, that sort of thing. So this gives you a good example of what you can do with PickPick and design your stripes. Let's go down and let's go to the garage, and I'll show you how I laid it out so I can really finalize my stripe design.
Hi. Okay, you saw what we did with PickPick and how we laid it out on the computer. You know, I like to be able to have a visual feel of what I'm doing here first before I give it to a film guy and go, okay, here's my stripe, put it on my car and spend $1,000, $2,000 to have a stripe put on. So I like to see a visual effect on it so I know exactly what I'm going to get. So a good way to do that, you know, I bought this, you get this roll of tape, you can get this from Amazon, almost every color, you know, not every color's here, but you know, it gives you a good idea what you can work with. Now, as you can see here, this is the layout that was in PickPick that we just laid out above. The same layout, that's what it was like. But when I got it down here, I started to look at the car, and because there's black on both sides, I thought that maybe might not be the right way to go. So I made another iteration of it with this stripe. It's another martini type of stripe. It has a little bit more blue in it. Therefore, it maybe will, you know, maybe it'll look better with the black carbon on each side. And plus, this red was a little bit too much red. I didn't realize that when you're working on a computer, you just don't realize what it's going to really look like. So this is really helps you know what your stripe is really going to look like. Now you can actually take this tape and you can apply this right on the car, and sometimes I've done that where you just lay it on the car and you make the stripe just like you're going to doing it. But in this case, you know, I worked in here. I didn't know what I was going to end up with. So let's take this layout of the martini stripe here. It comes apart without comes apart on my desk. Let's go lay this out in the car, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, what we have here is my 2019 GT2 RS, the Beast, in the wall sack package, in the black. Carbon fiber and the white. Like I said just earlier, you know, lots of times when you see the martini stripes, they're on white cars. So I think that was maybe my challenge here, is to try to figure out how to make it look right with all the black on either side of the stripe. Now, here's what I came up with. You know, you can actually take the tape, you can lay it down here if you want to, but I didn't want to put it on here because I don't know what's kind of quite is going to happen down here at the bottom, because it starts out at like 13 an eighth, and comes down to what we're looking at here. It comes down to about 10 and a half. So I don't know how I was going to deal with the stripe down here. So I'll get to that, but let's take a look at the stripe on here now. So you can kind of take it and you can lay it on here and kind of get an idea of how that's actually going to look on the entire car. Okay, so as I explained earlier, it's tapering down here in the end. I don't know what we're going to do, so I need to make a template with a thin piece of paper so I can see through it and trace it out, this white portion, so I can play with it up on my bench and decide what I actually want to do with the stripes down here. So we'll lay this over. Just be careful you don't scratch it with your fingernails, or make sure that you have the rings off and all that sort of thing. And you can see here, I can barely see the outline in here. So really carefully, we're going to go through and we're going to sketch this line out. Okay, so I finished making my pattern here, and I've cut it out and I've taped it to my bench. And so we're going to start to lay out this pattern on here where it's going to taper down, and what we're going to do down here at the bottom. I have 1 inch tapes. This is representing the Martini dark blue. It's black, so we're having to make do. You get a good idea. And then the light blue, and then the red. So as you can see on here, these stripes are here are a 1/2 inch. They're all different sizes here. You can just get 1 inch tape, and you can use it. You can lay it out, make all sorts of different stripe sizes. So we're going to run the black down here first, and it's going to be a 1/2 inch. So we already have this laid out. It's going to run it down the line. Just keep it taut. You might have to make a few little mild adjustments. And I'm just going to run it out to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to first do it laid out like this, where the stripes actually just dying off on the turn. And then if that doesn't look right, then I'll maybe do something else down here in the bottom. So there's our black. But then again, that black is 1 inch. So we'll just go on here and we'll mark in our half inch marks going down here. And then we'll lay in our blue. Find the edge of the tape here. Lay out our blue down that line and line them up. As you can see, we don't, it looks like we got 3 stripes, but we're only working on 2 stripes. So you have to lay down another level so you can't see the black through it. So, and then this middle stripe here is 1 1/4. So we're going to have to put another piece in here. Another roll of tape at 1 1/4. Oh, we got a problem there. Let's get rid of that piece. It got wrinkled on us. So it's important to keep it nice and tight. So we're going to go here and lay it down right on those lines. Okay. And then we've got another black to do again. So it's the same, we're just doing it on the same process. Here we don't have to put any line down because I've already set the line here to be 1 1/4. So we'll just bring it down that line and work it right next to it. And then we continue to do that with the stripes all the way across, you know, working our 1/2 inch, remeasuring it, doing a 1/2 inch, and then we bring it like over here. Show this one here. We'll bring it all the way across. We'll do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes on this side, and then I'll jump over and do the other side and do the 5 stripes on that side, and then whatever is left in the middle, I'm going to fill it up with red tape and keep laying it in until you can't see any of the tape underneath. Here you can see a little bit of it here. I really need to put another piece of tape across that, but that's pretty much what you do with it. And then when it's all said and done here, I find this edge. You see this edge right in here? You can press it down. I can find the edge on it, and then I'm going to go through and cut that edge out, and then I'm back to my original pattern. I'll end up with an actual finished piece. Let's go take a look at that now and put it on the card, see what it looks like. Okay, so we've got the final product out here. I finished laying it all out, all the stripes on there, 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, and you can see how the red stripe that's pretty much what it came to if I ran the stripes straight on out to the ends. So let's put it on here and see what it looks like on the end. I got some tape on there to hold it in place. We'll bring it down. It might not be exactly right, but it gives us a good feel of what it's going to be like, the final product, when I give it to the film guys. So there it is. That's kind of what the end comes down, and of course they cut out for the Porsche emblem here. And I think I like it coming down. It doesn't get, if I brought these stripes around, and it'd just be too busy down here in the bottom. So this way it just kind of comes out and just dies into the carbon fiber. And I think that's gonna maybe be it.